You should make a video, one single short service, positioning, what to expect, where to serve, where to stand, all that, because there is not a single video on this topic. Well, today we're gonna give you the full in-depth tutorial on how to serve, the 10 positions to serve, and what to expect from each serve. Let me first give you a recap of all the possible serves that we're able to do on short serves and singles and the positions. So from here, the closest to inside tee is gonna be position 1, and that's gonna be at the tee. Position 4 is gonna be on the opposite side. And from here, it's gonna be 1, 2, 3, and 4. So equal distances from the middle of tee to the side of the tee. Now those are our first 4 positions in singles short serve. Our next 4 positions is going to be a little bit further, and it's gonna be about 1/2 step forward to here. So about 1/2 meter forward, and same thing is gonna be position 5, 6, 7, and 8. Now I'm gonna explain why these little further positions count as forward positions just a little bit, but our last 2 positions, positions 9 and 10, are going to be the backcourt flick serves, which is gonna be position 9 and position 10. Don't worry, I know you have a lot of questions asking why these positions specifically, why are there less positions in backcourt, why there's so many positions in front court. Well, I'm about to break it down step by step, where each shot when you serve, what you're gonna expect your opponent to hit, and precise tips on how to anticipate and win the shot. So let's start with position 1, and that's gonna be in the center of the tee here. Now, what I wanna do as an exercise is I'm gonna serve a few shots to Paul, and let's just see how he reacts to these shots. Let's see what we observe from him hitting those shots. So position 1 is usually a shot that's going to be, as a receiver, pretty far left of you. Meaning, when you reach out to this position, you have to extend your arm. Now, in an extended position, what is the easiest shot to hit for us? Well, it's definitely shots all going this way. You'll see Paul, when he was hitting, whenever he wanted to hit shots in the opposite direction, he needed to do 2 motions. He needed to do a pull back and then hit. Whereas if he wanted to hit straight, he would just go 1. Now, why we want to anticipate more on this 1 direction is this 1 shot is a lot faster. If someone were to come up and hit a 1, if you got ready for that, boom, you can kill it. But if you miss it, then you're gonna be in a very defensive position. Whereas we don't need to focus on this side shots as much, because whenever you come up and you do a 1, 2, the fact that you have to do a 1 means already you're showing your opponent that you have to hit to that position, so it's not that scary. So when you serve to position number 1, you want to be focusing on the straight pushes to this way, to the straight of the court, so you block it off. And if they do a fake shot to the opposite side, no worries, because that shot is much slower, so you can come up, adjust, and go for the shot. So the 2 most common shots are going to be straight shots. First one is going to be a straight net. I'm going to serve that position, he's going to net, and I'm going to hunt for it and try to hit a good shot. The second option here is he's going to either hit a straight push or a straight lip, which I'm going to get ready and either cut off or turn and try to hit a quick smash. So when he hits to this side of the court, we don't have to worry about as much, because his motion's going to be much bigger, much slower. For example, if I serve here and he wants to hit a lift over here, I'm going to have much more time to attack. Our second serve here is going to be our position number 2 serve, and like we said before, position number 2 is just going to be off from the tee an equal amount, around 1 step over here. Now what position number 2 is going to do that's different from position number 1 is that they're still going to come up from their backhand, but this time the difference is that instead of coming up with their arm extended, they're going to come up with their arm a lot closer. Now when your arm is a lot closer, it's different from extension, because extension, what you want to hit immediately is this way. And if you wanted to hit that way, you could by slowing it down and changing directions. But when your arm is much closer, your more immediate reaction is to come up and hit straight right away. Because if you wanted to hit in the opposite direction, you would have to do a motion like this, which you would need to twist your entire body, and not many amateur players can do. So especially if you're serving to position number 2, you want to come up and get ready for this straight push or straight net as much as possible, and worry even less about the cross, because the cross is a very hard shot to hit, as they have to do a major trick shot like that. So I'll serve a few to you, Paul. Show us the straight shots first. Now try to hit across court. You'll see, like I said in my example, straight shots is gonna be nice and easy coming up, boom. but this cross-court shot is gonna be very difficult to hit unless you're an intermediate to advanced player or pro player. Doing trick shots like these are not in most people's arsenal. So position number 2, all you have to do is serve here and get ready for the straight shot. Either block or come up and you can kill. Now position number 3 is going to be more on this side. So we covered 1, which is by the tee, 2, which is 1 step over. Now 3 is our third position. Our third position is very similar to our second position, because second position, what we're doing is serving very close to the body so that they had to take their backhand close to their body, making it hard for them to kick cross-court shots and want to just hit straight. Now, hitting to third position is very similar, where we're now serving to their forehand side. Same as position number 2, where it's gonna be easy to want to hit straight, but changing direction is gonna be hard. But the difference here is that straight on forehand coming into the receive is not like this. That is the changing direction. On the forehand side, when they come straight, they're gonna want to push cross as their natural instinct or hit a cross shot. Because if they want to hit a straight shot, they need to do a Peter Gay trick shot like that, which is very difficult. And I'm gonna show Paul right now. I'm gonna serve to your position number 3. You're gonna hit a few cross-court shots first, just naturally, and then we're gonna try where you do have to do that and see how well you do. Now let's try hitting some straight shots using your forehand still. Do you see how difficult it is for Paul to hit a straight shot like this? Because 1, it involves you having to move your body more over to the left, showing your opponent that you're gonna do a trick shot. Next is it requires very delicate wrist and finger action, because once you move over, you have to drop your hand and your grip completely changes to from a normal grip, and you have to hit out from that direction, which not many players can do. So if you're serving third position, just focus on this cross push. Now our fourth position is again different from our first, second, or third position, because fourth position, although similar to first position, where our arm is going to come out extended, but this time it's unlike first position where we would naturally want to swing cross. Why? Because when we're receiving, we're generally receiving more in the center of the court, meaning there's a lot more open room on the fourth position. So when we extend our arm into the fourth position like this, usually we only have enough room to hit it straight. If we want to hit it cross, it involves us having to hook our entire body so that we have enough room to pull back and hit cross. So when you hit into fourth position, you're going to see a lot of people bending lower and just hitting a straight lift or straight net. If they want to hit cross court, they have to move even more in position, and then you'll be able to see that they're gonna hit a cross court shot. So I'm gonna serve to your fourth position. I wanna see you hit a few straight shots first. We'll see his arm is already naturally extended, so if he wants to hit any cross shot, he's gonna have to hook it over. We'll see right now. Cross shots. You'll see that the cross shots Paul is doing right now, he has to do 2 motions. 1, he has to come up, he needs to drop, and then he needs to hit. By the time he drops, it's gonna be obvious that he's hitting a cross. Secondly, his crosses, because he's doing a drop and only using his wrist, all of his shots are half court and very inconsistent. If he wants to hit a good shot cross, he's gonna have to use his whole arm, which is gonna be hard in this position because it's already fully extended. So on these 4 shots, what you want to focus on is their straight shots most of the time, because if they do want to hit a cross shot, most of the time it's going to be much lower quality and you can come up, intercept, and kill. Now we move on to positions 5, 6, 7, and 8, and there's only one big difference between positions 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, 6, 7, 8, and that's the distance and the power. It's going to be the same concepts as before, where position 1, position 2, position 3, position 4, and where they're going to hit. But the shot and distance in which they return is going to be different because you're serving faster to them. You'll see that I'm going to serve as an example, naturally. You see those 4 shots, I served to position 5 to 8, and that was a little bit further. And you see what Paul tried to do? He tried to still hit the same soft shots, which you're not supposed to do, but because he tried to hit the same soft shots, he couldn't. Either they went into the net or they went too far. Why? Because there's so much speed coming towards him, he's not able to control a soft shot. Usually when you're serving fast at your opponent's gonna want to return a faster shot back as well. So they're gonna hit more blocks, more pushes, Whereas if you're serving a slower shot in positions 1 to 4, they're gonna hit nets and lifts. So when you're serving to positions 5 to 8 and faster shots, what you want to be getting ready for is when they block, you got to take one step up and push. When they're pushing, you got to get ready to intercept in case it's a flat push or it's a drive push towards your body. And if they're lifting it too flat, that's when you need to come up one step and jump. Majority of the time, you're gonna be serving in positions 1 to 4 because you want them to open up the court in a clear drop manner more. But in some tight situations where you're like, okay, it's time for me to attack, play aggressive, and win the point, I'm gonna serve in positions 5 to 8, which is a little bit, half a meter further from position 1 to 4, so that they have to hit harder shots back and I can try to get the attack. And if they decide not to hit hard shots back and they hit softer shots back, then they're gonna have a higher chance of making error or hit it too high, too far, too loose, and you get a chance to set up for your winning shot. Now, our last two serves is pretty straightforward. It's the back two corners of our court. Position 7 is gonna be center of the court, and position 8 is gonna be to the side of the court. Now, when do we serve to each of these positions? Well, we have to first understand why do we serve to the back court. When we're serving in a low serve backhand position in singles, we don't want to be serving to the back court often because the reason we're serving low is to try to get the net for the attack, which is usually done only in men's singles. Now, the reason we might want to serve to the back is if our opponent is pressuring us too forward and we need to set them off balance or we need to move them back a little bit. So when do we serve to 7 and 8? Well, I would say 70 to 80% of the time, you're going to be serving to position 7, which is in the middle. Why is that? Because the shots will all have to come out through the middle and make it much easier to intercept. Meaning when the shot, I'm serving that way and it's coming, everything's through the middle, I can one step, retrieve everything. But if I serve to position 8, which is all the way to the side, it opens up a lot of their options. Number one is they can hit a smash straight down the line, meaning I have to move a lot out of position to try to get that straight smash. Second, they have this cross-court shot also opened up because now I'm focusing on the straight smash. If they hit that cross-court drop shot or slice shot, I have to come up and do a big lunge all the way. And I'm unable to intercept any shots except for maybe if they hit a cross-court over my head because everything will be out of my reach. So when you're serving into position 8 of the shot, you want to do this rarely and only if you know that you have a good chance to get them out of position for them to hit a bad shot so you can win the point. So let's do some demos. I'm going to serve some to position 7 and you'll see everything's going to come out from the center, and then some from position 8 and you'll see that Paul's going to have a lot more options in attacking. Position 7. So to see his shots, even if he wants to hit to the side, they have to travel through the center and I can intercept it when it travels to the center. But let me show you what happens when you serve to the side. Although Paul's shots were not very good, you'll see that whenever he decides to hit straight, I'm never able to intercept. Why? Because the shot is coming from straight to straight. That means the only time I'm able to hit it is if I have to move all the way to the side. And knowing this mentally, it opens up the rest of the court. So serving in position 8 is much riskier unless you see in those positions where he is out of position, he also has less options to hit back. Those are the 10 positions to serve, what to expect, and how to receive those returns. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and comment down below what video topic you would like to see next. And if you want to check out exclusive merch, memberships, training programs, or donate, then check out AylexBadmintonAcademy.com and the link down below.